Okay, so we continue on with our side control series. We've been going crossbody side control facing the feet. Now we're going to trap the arm and mount from here. Okay? The video before we attacked the Kimura, we're going to go to mount. So we keep our basics: cross face underhook. My cross face arm is going to come underneath his elbow and shelving his arm. I don't want to be by here, remember, because I can't shelf. I want to be as close to his elbow as possible, and then I drop my body facing his feet, okay? So what we did is we went to mount here. So we blocked, I put my knee across, but as I go to mount, he blocks with his hand. Before we attacked this for a Kimura, but now what we're gonna do is we're gonna trap this. So step one, I'm gonna push his hand towards me, and my goal is to try and get the meat of his hand. Now, a couple troubleshooting things. If my elbow was by his ear, you can see his shoulder, I wouldn't be able to reach his hand. If that's the case, you want to slide your arm closer towards his elbow. Now you can't really see his shoulder, and grab the meat of his hand. Now if your arm is just too small and you can't grab the meat, no problem. You can grab the wrist, but just make sure to turn your hand over like this. This is the main detail. If I turn my hand over, it's hard for him to stretch his arm. If I have my hand open like this, it's very easy because it's my fingers holding him. And so even more than that, if I grab the meat of his hand and turn his palm down, he's very weak here. He can't stretch his arm. Now, look at my leg position. My top leg is bent, my bottom foot is flexed, so that if he bumps, I'm not just gonna fall over. Notice my leg position. Now the mount is gonna be very easy, so he brings his knees in to prevent that. Whenever his hips are elevated, it's easy to manipulate his legs. So now we move on. Step 2 or 3. I bring his knees down towards me, and I step over past his kneecaps. Very important. If I stepped over, but you can still see his kneecaps, as I go to mount, I'm gonna lean on his shin. We don't wanna lean on shins. So when I step over, I have his knee behind my thigh, and I wanna either triangle my legs if you can, or if your legs are too small or in relation to your teammate, just bring your heel to your knee as close as you can, okay? Now from here, I can't just go up. If I pop up with my hips up, he'll bring his knees in. So if I just pop up, he's gonna bring his knees in, and then here I am floating on his shin. So when I come up, I wanna lead with my hips. You can grab his hip to help you. You can lean forward to help you. But the detail, watch my hips. My bottom foot helps me. Look, I just pump my hips forward, look. There. And now I can surf all the way to mount. Now, to add a little bit of fun, we have a submission here. As long as I have a hold of his hand, I can raise him up and push his hand down. I raise him up and push his hand down, and there's my tap, okay? So a lot of good details in there. Watch the video a couple times and use that next time you want to go to mount.